Shorter, but I'm not quite sure at all. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Jill, and I've been here for a number of years. And it's become a bit of a tradition for me to speak on the first Sunday after Christmas, and it gives Chris and Carol, hope you're having a nice lie-in, guys, watching any Jim Jams, and Hannah, a lovely sort of break after, 4 services in 2 days last week? Goodness gracious me, they must be tired. And it allows me to get up to a bit of mischief as well, doesn't it? Did you enjoy the game? Yes, and I'm so sorry that I did a double cross on Paul and Mary, who's just popped out, doing something for me. But thanks so much for actually stepping up. That was so kind of you guys, and for the children for doing amazing judging. But I like to do a little bit of science. Okay, so who's up for a science lesson today? Oh, good. I was hoping I'd get a few hands up in the air. That's fantastic. So it's going to be, this year, it's going to be about chemistry. All right? So we're up for a bit of chemistry. And chemicals are everywhere, okay? Do you want to come? You can sit down the front, because I'm going to need a few volunteers, but not straight away. I will ask you when I need you, okay? But you can just be here ready, all right? Mary, that is fantastic. Thank you. Which ones are which?
Smaller one, gluten-free.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to just put these out ready to defrost, because guess what I didn't do at the beginning of the service when I was getting things ready? I didn't defrost the bread. Okay, so we're going to have to talk a little bit until it's defrosted, all right? Okay, so now what I'm going to talk about is chemicals, as I said, and chemicals can be pure. Best not to play with the plugs, okay? Best not, unless I can choose which one can pop the finger in the live. No, okay, you don't want me to volunteer you to pop your finger in the live. That's a good bit of physics there, isn't it, with the electricity? Right, but we're going to stay with chemistry. So I'm going to talk about chemicals. Now, who knows what oxygen is? Oxygen is a
kind of air.
It's the air you breathe in. So does anybody know what form it is in? It is a...
Is it gas?
It's a gas. Good girl. What about hydrogen? Does anybody know what hydrogen is? It's another gas. So you've got hydrogen and oxygen that are gases. They're pure elements. But did you know that if you put 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen together, we can't do it, it just has happened, all right? It makes water. Okay? Does anybody know the chemical formula for water?
Liquid.
H2O. And what did you say just then? Liquid. It can be liquid at room temperature. So you're all chemists, you know that, okay? If you're not major chemists, you're budding chemists. Okay, and so what happens with a mixture like water? It can change form backwards and forwards. So this is where I want you to help me. And then afterwards, I want Hannah to do a little bit of a help with me too. So now, I want you to be molecules of water, and you're going... What happens if you cool water right the way down? It becomes...
Solid.
Solid, called...
Ice.
Ice. Yeah, you all knew that, didn't you? Yeah. Okay, so they're going to be ice. So I want you to scrunch together really tightly, all right? Touch each other. Okay, you're scrunched together. So they are ice, okay? That's ice. Now, when you warm ice up, the particles start to jiggle. So can you just jiggle a little bit? Bit more. Whoa, stop there. Do you see that they've separated out a bit? So they are melting from ice to water. Now, this is going to be fun. I want you to jiggle a lot till you split apart and you go round the church. So now you're going to be heated up so much that you're going to suddenly split off. Off you go. And now they are gas. Woohoo! And now we're going to open the door at the back and make it really cold, and you're going to have to come back together again. We're pretending, of course. And you come back together because you're condensing and you are forming water. So a bit of movement going there, and then freezing you to form ice. Oh, didn't they do well? Did you miss it? Might get you to join in a minute with something else. Right, carry on sitting down here. Hannah, up you come, because you can help me with this bit. Okay, so here, do you want to go around the other side, that way? all right, because we've actually got those three things here, okay? We've got water in here, I think. It was around the other way. No, I think it's water in here. So we've got some ice there, which if I pour, can you all see above their heads, okay? Oh, you can see on the screen, of course you can. Oh my goodness. Yeah, hi those of you at home that are watching as well. I hope you can see this too. Okay, so now, oh, what did you just see? Did you see something? Let's just... Steam. Right, Hannah, can you hold that bowl? Ooh, what's happening on that bowl? No, the bowl's not melting. Ooh, did you hear that word she said? Condensation. Ooh. Okay, and you can draw on it. When I was little, we didn't have these fancy windows that we have now. We had single pane glass, you know? How many of you remember drawing in the, yeah. How many of you remember getting told off? It makes marks. When it makes marks. Anyway, so yes, so that was great fun. So condensation, that's right. You huff on something and you get condensation, good. So now Hannah, yes, I know. So what's in that one, Hannah? Do you want to open it up? Tip it out. It's some more ice. There we go. Now, you were all of that just now. You were ice. You were scrunched up together tight, weren't you? Here's one little thing there, okay? You were ice, and then you melted and became water, and then you spread out and became steam. I'm just going to pour that all in there now. Look, there's the steam. It's working nicely. But at room temperature, careful, because this is boiling. At room temperature, all right, it goes to water. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, Hannah. Now you can stay there because I will need one or two more of you in a minute, but not just yet. Sit. Good dog. Right.
Why did you need the
You'll find out. You'll find out why I need the bread. This is so good. They're joining. I'm glad it's a family service, aren't you? Right. So we did a load of that, okay? Now, it's not a permanent change, is it? This ice to water to steam. It's not a permanent change. But what about the bread that was made? What about the bread? Was that a permanent change? We had flour and we had milk, all right? We had a bit of heat. Could we now get back? Can I get back the milk out of that? No. It was a permanent change, all right? So you're probably going to say, what has all this got to do with a message on a Sunday? Okay, and I want to know how many of you were actually listening to what Graham read when he read the Bible this morning, because Jesus said something very important which fits in with today. What week is this in Bake Off? It was Bread Week. That gives you a clue. What did Jesus say? What did Graham read that Jesus said? Okay, I'm going to let you have a clue. Everybody, Jesus said... They were listening. I'm so pleased that they were listening. Okay, so Jesus said, I am the bread of life. Okay, now, okay, who is gluten-free that missed out? You're gluten-free that missed out? You're gluten-free that missed out? And he's dairy-free as well, so Joseph can come up. So and you two girls, okay, so is she gluten-free? Okay, she's not. She's, first. Yeah, I know. So you three, if you can come up here, all right, because I have here right, Hannah, can you help me lift this toaster up onto there? Oh, okay, and we have got, now that is ordinary bread, and that is gluten-free bread, so you can put two in one side. Do you want to go around the other side with Hannah and help Hannah? So you can put the toast in. Yes, it's okay because you won't have to, we better check. Genius bread, Mary, do you think it's got dairy in it? I think it's completely free from, isn't it? It's fine, okay, so it's fine. So that is, the little one is yours, so that's fine when you come to taste. Okay, so down it goes, girls. We might have to do it twice because I'm not sure we're on the freezer thing. I don't understand it, it's technology. Okay. Press the, There we go. It's on defrost as well. Okay, so we'll see what happens there, because in a minute, you guys, you're going to be...
Eating.
Well, I think you might have to share before you do. Yes? Okay. So there is a dairy-free... Oh, he doesn't like butter anyway, so, okay. Oh, we are being careful, aren't we, these days? So this one says vegetable oils. Okay, this is fine. So this is fine for everybody. Over to you guys in a minute. So you can just, as that's going, I want you to make toast. Is that all right? You okay with that? All right, I expect you lot are going to want a bit, aren't you? Yeah? No? Depends on how well they cook it, eh? Okay, so there we go. Jesus said, I am the bread of life. And I suppose from way back, bread has been quite a part of our diets. Nowadays, what do we have? We've got a loaf of bread, we've got a bread roll, we've got a baguette, we've got sliced bread, white bread, brown bread, granary bread, gluten-free bread, toast with a bit of luck. And I do like a bit of toast and marmalade, I have to say. By the way, that's marmalade, okay? That's plum, all right? Okay. And I wonder though, when you think about Jesus saying, I'm the bread of life, whether or not he was talking about bread or something else. And in Proverbs, there's a verse that says, keep falsehood and lies far from me. Give me neither poverty nor riches, but give me only my daily bread. Now, I wonder whether the person who wrote Proverbs was thinking about bread itself, or whether it was a little bit more. We probably all eat a bit of bread in a day. It has been an important part of our... Is it still going? Oh, for goodness sakes.
I think it's just defrost.
Yeah, okay. It'll get there. It'll get there. It'll ping in a minute, and then you can make it, all right? Okay. So we probably eat a bit of bread, and in fact, in the Bible, there was unleavened bread. It's mentioned hundreds of times, isn't it? And it still is an important food. Why do you suppose we eat bread, guys? What is the bread for in our diets? It's for...
One of them popped up.
Oh, one of them popped up. You think it popped up? Let's have a little look. What do you think? Is it ready?
Yeah,
Okay, well then take it out then. That's the gluten one. It's not got colour to it yet. Are you okay with that though?
yes, fine.
Okay. Are they going to have white toast? As in white, no, not even browned. No chemical permanent change on that one. Okay, so they're fine, you know. I bet at home they will only eat toast if it's actually the colour they like, yeah? Here they're going to eat it any old how. Okay, so we probably have bread, and unleavened bread has been mentioned loads of times. It's an energy food, in case any of you are wondering. It's an energy food, and it acts as a fuel, and it keeps us going, helps us to grow. Now, I think what Jesus was saying to us when he said, I am the bread of life, was that he was what we need in our lives for our spirits, just as we need bread for our bodies. It's important in our lives, he is important in our lives to help us grow spiritually. Having a slice of bread in the morning won't last for the rest of the day, will it? But it will help until we get more food, and we need actually to top up with our spiritual food as well. Jesus, I think, was talking about our soul hunger when he said, I am the bread of life. Soul hunger. We have spiritual needs, don't we, that can't be taken care of with food or material things. We need to be nourished spiritually, as well as with some really nice toast that looks like it's coming up over here. We need to be nourished with food to help us grow from babies. We've got a baby, from babies, okay, to children who are not listening, and to youth, and then to adults, okay? So we need that food, but we also need spiritual food to nourish us. I think, is it time for sharing yet?
I haven't even done that.
Okay, go on, you do yours then. You do it. When you say yours, are you meaning yours to share or yours? Okay, that's what I thought you said. Okay. There is a verse in Luke which says, he has filled the hungry with good things. He has filled the hungry with good things. Now, I don't think that just means food. I think that that hole in our soul that was created to be filled by Jesus is what the good things are to go into our soul. So let's be hungry for those good things. Let's look for that spiritual food. But I don't think we can do that at all until they have enjoyed their toast and perhaps taken a little bit around to everybody else. Do you want to cut it up into little slices? And then you can taste your bit.
I don't like the jam.
You don't like the jam, but what about people out there? Do you think that they might like some? Yeah? Look at them, they're thinking, oh, please don't bring it to me. No, you can have that bit. There we go. There's a bit for you. And now what about the other children? Okay, so let's cut that up like so. Oh dear, never work with children and animals. Yeah. Is that right? What do you think? You take that bit as a nice, I think, oh, better not drop my notes anywhere, had I? Cover them with water and toast and margarine and whatever else. And then do you want to take that whilst you're eating yours? Do you want to take that one out? Okay. And then I think what we'll do is which bit do you like of this? Which bit do you want? Yeah, just give it to the kids here because they've been patiently waiting. Now, you want the big, okay, go for the big bit. Let me just, sorry? Well, you can try them with gluten-free bread, and here's some other bits here. So do you want to take that and hand it round? Any children that want any more? Any grown-ups want any of it? Very sensible. Okay, so now, there you are, pop it down. Now, if you want to sit down whilst you're eating, did you have anything? Did you want anything? You've had some. Oh, good, that's good. Okay, now you're going to stand behind me with your thumbs up today, no? Okay, so now, where did I get to? Yes. Hasn't he had a bit? Wilf, do you want to come and have a bit from here, darling? There we go. You okay with gluten-free jam? Yeah, there you go. You taste a bit of that. I'm licking my fingers. I mustn't lick my fingers, must I? What do you want, darling? Oh, want some butter on it? Did it have butter on it? No? There we go. Let's put a bit of butter on there for you. I'm going to spread it on top of the jam. Okay. We're going for it. There we go. There's yours, Wilf. Can you cope with that? Oh, yes. Okay, right. Sit down now and listen. You can sit on the floor and listen. Good. Okay. This is probably going on far longer than the, 14 minutes I said? Okay, yes. So now, I've got to that place where I'm saying, so let's be hungry for those good things, where it said in Luke, he has filled the hungry with good things. Spiritual food to fill the hole in our soul. Okay, so now, how are we going to get that spiritual food to fill the hole in our soul? The pretend bread that Jesus said he is, he's the bread of life, but we know that he's not bread. Don't start, you theologians, telling me else at the moment, please. Okay, but how are we going to go for these good things, and what are they? I'm thinking that it's probably going to be, let's get on with reading our Bibles a little bit more if we can, finding out a bit more about who Jesus is always, and perhaps praying. Now, this is it. I'm not a brilliant prayer. Okay, I suppose I am in one respect because I will pray often and I'll be asking and asking and asking. But I think that what Jesus wants when I'm praying is to sit and listen to him, and I'm not good at listening in that respect. But he did teach, Jesus taught the disciples how to say a prayer, and guess what? That includes bread as well. Does anybody know, I don't know whether you guys are going to know, are you listening? What's the prayer that Jesus taught the disciples that mentions bread? No. It's called the Lord's Prayer. Now, I used to have to learn that off by heart when I was at school, and I know that it's not learned off by heart anymore, but I have actually run off a whole load of little copies of it, and they're in a blue basket at the back. And I'm just thinking, let's just see whether we can... Do you know what? I think what I'm going to say is, take one, are you listening to this, guys? Take one of the little prayers, take it home with you, and try and stick it somewhere where what you do first thing in the morning, your routine. So put it on your bathroom mirror, put it on your kettle or on your toaster, or something in the morning, and then, if that works for you, will you take a photograph of it, pop it up on discipleship page, because that's part of my morning routine, is to look at Facebook. And then it will encourage me, and I'll be able to have a look at that too. And I will perhaps, hopefully, spend a bit more time praying and listening so that I get the daily bread filled with good things. Things like what? Things like peace when all around seems crazy. Things like strength when we feel weak. Things like courage when we're feeling afraid. Things like love when we're feeling unlovable. Things like patience in amidst the frustrations. Things like passion and purpose for what we know is right. Things like comfort for when we're sad. And things like meaning when all around seems meaningless. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to suddenly be amazing Christians and filled with all of those things at the same time, far from it. But I do know that when I come away from here on a Sunday, when we've been all together, spending time and worshipping and praying and learning, I do feel as though my soul has been fed. I do feel that my soul has been fed. Now, tomorrow is the first day of a new year. And we might all be thinking of ways that we can make a new start. But, I don't think we should be weighing ourselves down with unrealistic resolutions. I never make serious ones, and I even fail if I do that. But if nothing else, let's try and start our day with one small prayer, perhaps the Lord's Prayer. And let's not forget the science from earlier. The flour and the milk underwent a permanent change, and we too are changed as Christians. In Corinthians it says, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has gone, the new has come." And I suppose I can't think of a better way to go into next year remembering that. Let's pray. Father God,